Hello, am I audible? Hello, hello, am I audible? आवाज जा रहा? हेलो, आर्यन आवाज आ रहा जी?
यस सर, आ रहा है सर।
ओके ओके। ये आज का क्लास अभी मनोज सर का है, ठीक है। ये क्लास हम ही लेंगे लगातार 2 पीरियड।
यस सर।
वो सब छुट्टी में है, तो ये सभी ब्रांच के लिए है।
यस सर।
प्रतीक, रेगुलर क्लास क्यों नहीं आ रहे हो? अब प्रतीक, प्रतीक, प्रतीक आवाज जा रहा?
यस सर।
रेगुलर क्लास तुम क्यों नहीं आता प्रतीक?
रेगुलर है सर।
ना, तुमको हम देख नहीं रहे क्लास
रेगुलर है।
में।
नहीं सर, रेगुलर है हम।
हम ऐसे तो बोल नहीं रहे ना, हम नहीं देख रहे तभी तो तुमको टोके हैं। ध्यान रखो, क्लास रेगुलर आओ। अटेंडेंस बना दोगे तो फिर यहाँ हमारा स्नैपशॉट लेते हैं ना जी, इसमें नहीं दिख रहा है।
यस।
सृष्टि, प्रिया, अजय रेगुलर इन लोग आता है। आर्यन, मंगलम भी आ रहा है, पहले नहीं आता था मंगलम। तो टुडे वी हैव डिस्कस अबाउट ये क्वांटम मैकेनिक्स, ठीक है अजय। क्वांटम मैकेनिक्स जहां तक हम लोग का हुआ था, उसके बाद बोर्स थ्योरी, बोर्स थ्योरी छूटा हुआ है। तो हम लोग बोर्स थ्योरी के बाद में टुडे वी हैव डिस्कस अबाउट बोर्स थ्योरी, लाइमैन सीरीज, बाल्मर सीरीज, पेस्टियन सीरीज, पफॉन सीरीज। ये सब हमको लग रहा है 12 में और 10th और 12th में पढ़े हो। तो आज हम लोग बात कर रहे हैं बोर्स थ्योरी का जो भी पार्ट है, रेडबर्ग कांस्टेंट कहाँ से आ रहा, ये सब के बारे में बात करेंगे, ठीक है। ये छूटा हुआ था क्वांटम मैकेनिक्स में। फर्स्ट मॉड्यूल 1 जो हम ले रहे थे वो छूटा हुआ था। तो नाउ आई एम शेयरिंग माय स्क्रीन, जस्ट ए मिनट। तो कुछ लोग इंटर कर रहे हैं क्लास में, वेट करो। देखो स्क्रीन शेयर किए, दिख रहा है?
नो
नहीं आ रहा?
सर।
नो सर। नो सर।
नहीं आ रहा।
जस्ट वेट करो, वेट करो। हाँ अभी देखो तो आ रहा, यू आर विजिबल?
हाँ सर, दिख रहा है।
दिख रहा
अच्छा,
है।
यस सर।
यस सर।
ओके जस्ट वेट, ये सब कोई इन कर लेते हैं क्लास में। ऑल स्टूडेंट्स आर राइट हिज ब्रांच, हिज ब्रांच एज वेल एज रोल नंबर। ब्रांच और रोल नंबर अगर नहीं लिखोगे तो हम एडमिट नहीं करेंगे नेक्स्ट क्लास से, फिर मत बोलना। पहले भी बोलते हैं कि ब्रांच और रोल नंबर मेंशन करना है जी।
सर यूनिवर्सिटी का रोल नंबर लिखेंगे।
नहीं नहीं नहीं, क्लास का रोल नंबर, यूनिवर्सिटी रोल नंबर तो नहीं बोले हैं। क्लास का रोल नंबर तो दिया
स्टूडेंट
हुआ है।
आईडी सर, स्टूडेंट आईडी बोले सर।
हाँ स्टूडेंट आईडी, वही वही स्टूडेंट आईडी लिखना है।
ठीक सर।
तो बोर्स थ्योरी ऑफ हाइड्रोजन स्पेक्ट्रम, बोर्स थ्योरी लगातार 2 पीरियड है, ठीक है। सेम लिंक में नेक्स्ट क्लास भी ज्वाइन करोगे। बोर्स थ्योरी ऑफ हाइड्रोजन स्पेक्ट्रम, तो ये सब तुम लोग 11 में शायद पढ़े होगे, फिर से एक बार बता दे रहे, थोड़ा लेंथ एलाबोरेट करके ये पार्ट को बताया जाएगा। अकॉर्डिंग टू रदरफोर्ड मॉडल ऑफ द एटम, वी नो दैट नंबर ऑफ एक्स्ट्रा न्यूक्लियर इलेक्ट्रॉन्स is equal to number of protons in the nucleus is equal to atomic number, Z is equal to P is equal to E. According to the Rutherford model of the atom, we know this thing. Now, if we consider the electrons to be at rest, the electrons will attracted by positively charged nucleus and so will fall into it. If we consider that they are in motion, means electrons are in motion, the energy will be radiated and electrons will move in circle of the continuously decreasing radius and will fall into the nucleus with increasing frequency of revolution. We know all these things. Hence, it will collide with the nucleus, so existence of the atom will be destroyed completely. To remove, hello, Rutherford model states that if the electrons is at the rest condition, the electrons will attracted by positively charged nucleus, so it will fall into it. Now, if we consider the electrons are in motion, the energy will be radiated and electrons will move in circle of continuously decreasing radius and fall into the nucleus with increasing frequency of revolution. So it will collide with the nucleus, hence existence of atom will be destroyed completely. These things are we know according to Rutherford model. To remove this faculty difficulty, Niels Bohr. What is the full form of Bohr? Niels Bohr. To remove this problem, Niels Bohr applied quantum theory of radiation to Rutherford atomic model. So the modified model is called Bohr-Rutherford atomic model. So Bohr-Rutherford atomic model may have some assumption, like first point is Rutherford model and stationary orbit. So for first point, suppose a nucleus of atomic number Z, here I have written Z, nucleus of atomic number Z will have a positive charge Ze. E means electron, Z atomic number. So the nucleus is surrounded by electrons. We know according to Rutherford model, the nucleus is surrounded by Z electrons which move in certain circular orbit and they do not radiate out energy. These orbits are called stationary orbits. Again, I will repeat these things. Stationary orbit. If a nucleus of atomic number Z will have a positive charge Ze, Z with the atomic number and E with the charge on the proton. The nucleus, we know according to Rutherford model, the nucleus is surrounded by electrons which move in certain circular orbit and they do not radiate out energy. These orbits are called stationary orbit. The equilibrium, if Coulomb's law, Coulomb's force of attraction between and electron, and we have discussed about the relation between electron and nucleus. So according to Coulomb's force of attraction between an electron and the nucleus means 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into Ze into E divided by R square. The force of attraction F is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2 by R square. So here force of attraction acting between electron and nucleus, we can write 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into Ze into E divided by R square. And it provides a centripetal force. Here I have written centripetal force is equal to mv square by R. Here m be the mass, v the velocity of the electron, and R be the radius of the orbit. So when the electron is in circular orbit, we can write this centripetal force is equal to the force acting between the attraction between the electron and nucleus. So first we have write centripetal force means mv square by R is equal to here this part 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into Ze into E divided by R square. Equation 1. रदरफोर्ड मॉडल के आधार पर हम लोग क्या बोल रहे हैं कि न्यूक्लियस जो है, न्यूक्लियस में इलेक्ट्रॉन रोटेट कर रहा है सर्कुलर ऑर्बिट में, और इससे हमारा जो है एनर्जी रेडिएट नहीं हो रहा है। उस ऑर्बिट को बोल रहे हैं स्टेशनरी ऑर्बिट। हम लोग जानते हैं कूलम्ब्स लॉ के आधार पर फोर्स ऑफ अट्रैक्शन इलेक्ट्रॉन और न्यूक्लियस दोनों के बीच, force of attraction between the electron and nucleus we can write 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into Ze, ये Ze into E इलेक्ट्रॉन Q1 and Q2, तो Q1 के जगह Ze into Q2 के जगह इलेक्ट्रॉन E डिवाइडेड बाय R स्क्वायर। और सेंट्रीपेटल फोर्स इज इक्वल टू हम लोग जानते हैं mv स्क्वायर बाय R। m क्या है? मास ऑफ द इलेक्ट्रॉन, v is the velocity of the electron, R with the distance from the nucleus। अब हम लोग क्या बोल रहे हैं कि किसके बारे में बात कर रहे हैं? जब हमारा इलेक्ट्रॉन रोटेट कर रहा है किसमें? सर्कुलर ऑर्बिट में, तो उस केस में सेंट्रीपेटल फोर्स इज इक्वल टू दिस कूलम्ब्स फोर्स ऑफ अट्रैक्शन between the electron and nucleus. So we have write mv square by R is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Ze into E square divided by R। तो फर्स्ट पॉइंट क्या था कि रदरफोर्ड मॉडल एंड स्टेशनरी ऑर्बिट। नाउ नेक्स्ट इज द क्वांटम कंडीशन। वी नो दैट एंगुलर मोमेंटम ऑफ द मूविंग इलेक्ट्रॉन is an integral multiple of h by 2 pi। ध्यान से सेंटेंस को याद रखो, नोट्स हम अपलोड कर देंगे साइट में। एंगुलर मोमेंटम ऑफ द मूविंग इलेक्ट्रॉन is an integral multiple of h by 2 pi। Here h is Planck constant, so angular momentum of an electron moving with a velocity v in a circle of radius r, we can write r is equal to mvr। Angular momentum of an electron moving with a velocity v, this v in a circle of radius means r, is equal to mvr। Therefore this mvr is equal to nh divided by 2 pi। स्टार्टिंग जो हमारा क्वांटम कंडीशन है इसमें हम क्या बोल रहे हैं? एंगुलर मोमेंटम ऑफ द मूविंग इलेक्ट्रॉन इज एन इंटीग्रल मल्टीपल ऑफ h by 2 pi। तो जब एंगुलर मोमेंटम कोई इलेक्ट्रॉन का मूव कर रहा v वेलोसिटी के साथ सर्किल रेडियस, सर्किल का जो रेडियस है r, तो उस कंडीशन में हम क्या बोल रहे हैं? mvr। तो दिस mvr इज इक्वल टू nh डिवाइडेड बाय 2 pi। h by 2 pi बोले है ना, integral multiple of h by 2 pi। Here n, we have taken n, this n is equal to 1 2 3 4 5 like this, or it may be called as principal quantum number। This is the quantum condition। Now next point is stationary nucleus। Stationary nucleus, if the nucleus is much heavier than the electron, so its motion may be ignored। For this stationary nucleus, we told that nucleus suppose nucleus is very much heavier than electrons, then its motion, means motion of electrons, may be ignored. Next point is relativistic motion of electron. Relativistic, non-relativistic motion of electron means we have we told regarding this uh, motion is related, speed of electron is related to this point. So the speed of electron in circular orbit is much smaller than the speed of light. So mass of electron is assumed to be constant. For this point, non-relativistic motion of electron, we have write the speed of electron in circular orbit is much smaller than the speed of light. So the mass of the electron is assumed constant. Now next point is transition. These are the assumption of Bohr's, Niels Bohr, regarding hydrogen spectrum. Next point is the transition. If the electron, here we have draw two energy levels, EI and EF. EI means energy, initial energy level, and EF means final energy level. If the electron jump from one stationary orbit to another stationary orbit, it jump from orbit of higher energy to orbit of lower energy, difference of energy is emitted as a quantum of radiation. Means photon is emitted. लेजर में भी हम लोग ये पढ़े हैं ना, if electron jump from orbit of higher energy to orbit of lower energy as a quantum of radiation, means photon is emitted. If jump is from a orbit of lower energy to a orbit of higher energy, the difference of energy is required is absorbed by the electron from few external agency. जब हमारा क्या हो रहा है, जंप कर रहा है अपर एनर्जी लेवल से अपर ऑर्बिट से लोअर एनर्जी लेवल में, सॉरी लोअर ऑर्बिट में, तो फोटोन इमिट कर रहा है. और इफ jump from orbit of this lower energy to orbit of higher energy, the difference of energy required is absorbed by the electron from some of external agency. Absorb कर रहा है इसको. Now next condition is frequency condition. एक मिनट रुको. Frequency condition. This is the last assumption of Bohr. If an electron jump from one stationary orbit to another, means EI, here EI and EF are the energy of electron in initial as well as final stationary orbit. The energy absorbed is equal to, here energy absorbed E is equal to h mu. H mu is equal to, we have write EI minus EF. So frequency, frequency of the emitted or absorbed radiation is equal to h mu minus EI by EF. This is equation 3. Now again I will repeat all these things, all these assumptions of Bohr's theory. First is the Rutherford model and stationary orbit. If any nucleus of atomic number Z will have a positive charge Ze, here E be the charge of the proton, then we know the that the nucleus is surrounded by electrons which move in circular orbit and they do not radiate any energy. These orbits are known as stationary orbit. According to Coulomb's force of attraction between the electron and nucleus, we can write 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into Ze into E divided by R square. Now, centripetal force maintaining the motion of electron in circular orbit is equal to mv square r is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Ze square divided by R. Here Ze into E square. This is equation 1. Here m be the mass of electron, r be the distance from the nucleus, v is the velocity of electron. Next point is quantum condition. Angular momentum of moving electron is an integral multiple of h by 2 pi. We know this thing. And h be the Planck constant. Angular momentum of an electron, if electron moving with a velocity v in a circular orbit r, so we can write mvr is equal to nh divided by 2 pi. Here n be the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it may be also known as principal quantum number. Now, next is stationary nucleus. If the nucleus is very much heavier than the electron, the motion may be ignored. Motion of electron may be ignored. Next point is non-relativistic motion of electron. If the speed of for this fourth point, we have write the speed of electron in circular orbit is much smaller than the speed of light, then the mass of electron is assumed constant. Now, another point is transition. The electron jump from one stationary orbit to another stationary orbit. Look my cursor. If jump from orbit of higher energy to orbit of lower energy, difference of energy is emitted, means photon is emitted. If jump is from orbit of lower energy to orbit of upper energy or higher energy, the difference of energy required is absorbed by the electrons from some external agency. And last point is the frequency condition. If electron jump from one stationary orbit to another, means EI to EF, initial orbit to final orbit, then energy of electron is absorbed and it can be written as EI minus EF. E is equal to h mu is equal to EI minus EF. This is equation 3. Equation 3 arises if the electron is absorbed. So this equation will come, equation 3. Now, according to all these assumptions, Bohr states about the spectrum of atomic hydrogen. According to these all assumptions, Bohr has explained the spectrum of atomic hydrogen. We know that the force of attraction between the nucleus and electron F is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Ze square divided by R. This part is given here in equation 1. For equation of the electron in circular orbit, Coulomb's force of attraction must be equal to the centripetal force upon the electron. Means this mv square divided by R is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Ze square R square. So this R and R square will cancel. So here rest 1 R is having r. So this mv square into r into this 4 pi epsilon naught is equal to rest part is equal to ze square. Therefore, r, this r is equal to, we can write ze square divided by m v square into 4 pi epsilon naught. This part. So equation 4 will be written. Angular momentum of electron, we know that angular momentum of electron here for quantum condition, angular momentum of electron mv square is mbr is equal to nh divided by 2 pi. So if we do cross multiplication, means mbr into 2 pi is equal to nh. So here v is equal to nh divided by 2 pi m r. So the value of v can be expressed in equation 5. So on putting the value of equation 5, means value of v in equation 4, in this equation 4, means here in this place. So equation 4 states that r is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into ze square divided by mv square. So in place of v square, we have write this part nh divided by 2 pi mr whole square. I have written here m, this part m into nh divided by 2 pi mr whole square. On solving this equation, we have write r is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught ze square into here 2 pi into 2 pi 4 pi square m square r square. So this part is written here into m here I have written m and n square into this part h square. So here n square m n square h square. So pi square and pi will cancel. So here 1 pi is having m and m square will cancel. So there is 1 m is rest. So r is equal to epsilon naught. We have write epsilon naught is into n square h square divided by pi m z square. This is equation 6. Equation 6 gives the radius of nth stationary orbit. Stationary orbit. This equation 6. So it can be written as Rn. Nth stationary orbit. Radius of nth stationary orbit. So for radius, we have write r and nth stationary orbit, and Rn is equal to this part. Now this is equation 7. Kinetic energy of electron in nth orbit, we know that half mv square. In place of mv square, in place of v square, we have write n v square and half mv square as usual having kinetic energy of electron for nth orbit. If because we have taken nth orbit, so due to this we have write kinetic energy of electron in nth orbit is equal to half m v n square. Equation 4 can be written as this equation 4. Here Rn is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught ze square divided by m v square. So in place of this v square, we have write vn square. If we do cross multiplication and measure vn square, so vn square is equal to ze square divided by 4 pi epsilon naught m into this Rn. Now this is equation 8. Again we know that the electron in nth orbit is equal to half m vn square. So on putting the value of this equation 8 in equation 9, means putting the value of this Vn square in this place of equation 9. So kinetic energy is equal to, we have write half m in place of, I am upgrading this class. Now you all join in same link. So half m, this m into Vn square in place of this Vn square, we have write this Z, just a minute, Z square divided by 4 pi epsilon naught mRn, this part. So this m and m will cancel. The rest part we have write, and that is equal to kinetic energy is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught, here Z square divided by this 2 into this Rn, and this equation, and it can be assumed as equation 10. So here I have measured the kinetic energy of electron in nth orbit. Kinetic energy of electron in nth orbit means equation 10. Next, we have measured the potential energy of electron. So for potential energy of electron due to electrostatic attraction of nucleus, we have write 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Ze into here negative sign minus E divided by Rn. So is equal to minus 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Z square divided by Rn, equation 11. So we have measured, we have calculated the kinetic energy of electron in nth orbit as well as potential energy of electron in nth orbit. Therefore, we have measured total energy of electron in nth orbit. Total energy means En. Here I have written equation 1, equation 10 states the kinetic energy of electron for nth orbit, and equation 11 states the kinetic potential energy of electron for nth orbit. Now, if we got kinetic energy as well as potential energy, so we have measured the total energy of electron in nth orbit, and it can be written as En is equal to Ke, kinetic energy plus potential energy. Putting the value of kinetic energy means equation 10, and the value of potential energy means equation 11 in this part, in this equation. So we have got 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Z square, this part Z square divided by 2Rn minus, here plus into minus, this part here minus into plus minus, I have written here minus 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Z square divided by this Rn. On solving this, we have got equation 12. Again, on putting the value of equation 5 means the value of Rn in this place, here means 1 by 4 pi minus 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught this Z square divided by 2Rn, so 2 into this Rn, the value of Rn, epsilon naught n square h square divided by pi m Z square. This part can be written here. So pi will cancel. The rest part is, just wait, rest part is minus, here minus sign, this minus sign will be written here, minus this part will multiplied with Z square, Z square, here Z, one Z is written here Z, and another Z is given here Z into Z square, here E square is having, and again here E square is also given here, E square into E square, e to the power 4, Here I have written e to the power 4. 4 epsilon naught into 2 into epsilon naught h square into n square. So this part is written here. 4 into 2, 8. Epsilon naught into epsilon naught square, h square, n square. So this part can be written here. Now, total energy is equal to minus this z square. Here, this z square can be written here, minus rest part is m e to the power 4 divided by 8 epsilon naught square ch cube into multiplied with hc divided by n square. This part means here we know that Rydberg constant is equal to this m square, m e to the power 4 divided by 8 epsilon naught square ch whole cube. It is known as Rydberg constant. Here I have written in this equation 14 Rydberg constant. So equation 13 can be written as En is equal to total energy, En is equal to minus z square. In place of this, we have write this R Rydberg constant hc divided by n square. Equation 15. If Ni and suppose we are taking two energy levels EI and EF on the basis of assumptions of Bohr theory. Bohr has taken two energy orbit. One is initial and another is final orbit. So here, if Ni and Ni, suppose, are the quantum numbers of initial and final states EI and EF. So EI is equal to, we have write here, En, in place of this En, we have written EI. EI is equal to minus Z R hc divided by, in place of this n square, we can write here Ni square, because we have taken energy orbit EI, and this energy orbit EI, number of electrons, quantum number is Ni. So, and for this final energy orbit, quantum number is Nf. Here Nf, this part. Therefore, we can write EI is equal to minus Z square Rx C divided by, for this n square, we have write Ni square. And for final energy orbit, EF is equal to minus this part, minus Z square Rx C divided by, in place of n square, we have write Nf square. Now, this is equation 16. If mu be the frequency of emitted radiation, means we know that E is equal to energy of photon, energy of in terms of frequency, we have write h mu minus Ef, this part, h mu minus Ef here, according to this, h mu minus Ef means equation 3. Equation 3 can be written here, suppose. Then this mu is equal to Ei minus Ef divided by this h. Now coming equation 17. So if you have any doubt, ask. कोई डाउट है तो पूछो, इतना में, ये नया चीज है, पूछो, किसी को कुछ भी डाउट है पूछो।
सर थर्ड पेज खोलिए सर।
थर्ड पेज नहीं, हम ऊपर नीचे कर रहे हैं, देखते रहो। कहाँ पर?